Hey, Composing Gloves here. I'm wearing a hat, and today I am introducing the Genre Challenge. This is a personal challenge for me. Let me really quick explain it to you and some of the ideas behind it. You may consider doing something similar. There are already lots of people doing things similar. So it's a good thing. It's to encourage myself to grow creatively. So what it is I have a CD case holder back here. It was lying around the house, and something clicked when I saw it, and I said, you know what, this is a chance to really grow. So I grabbed it, and the goal is, or the challenge is, of these, there are 116 slots. I want to fill each one of them up with a 4-song EP or a large production project. So it doesn't have to be music specifically, but it's probably going to mostly be music. So 4-song EPs are the minimum. I suppose I could go over, but I've kind of got a goal, and I call it genre, but each one of these things could be a theme. Now, whenever you do a project like this, it's wise to set a threshold of quality, quality control, because I could write a track in FL that I don't think is that great, but I'm trying to go for this incredible goal that I've set for myself, and then I'll put it on a CD and put it up there and call it good. That's bad. That's the opposite of what I'm trying to go for. I want this stuff to be quality. So I don't have a time limit. I'm not like rushing against the clock. That was a thing I did in my earlier days, and I think it was a very good thing, but I think I'd be better spent focusing on getting quality. And I don't take a super long time to make tracks, so there's no reason. I want to be able to put tracks that I'm truly proud of on there. I don't want to put like stuff that I'm like, as long as I've accomplished the goal, right? So you notice there are 2 CDs already on there. And real quick, back to the quality thing. Yeah, this will prevent me from writing crappy tracks, but also they've got to be published. So I'm not sure if I told you that. I've already been kind of doing this, but they've got to be published tracks. Like, they can't be tracks that aren't on iTunes, Spotify, those places. They've got to be in stores, like things that I can say like, hey, I made this. You can go find it. It's right here, and I can be like confident in it. Now, let's talk about, there are 2 CDs on there already. One of them is my Colors EP. It's one that I'm actually very happy with. There's several others that I'm going to put up there. I'm going through the process of taking down things, especially my old stuff, and just redoing it. Not necessarily, some of them I'm happy with the composition, some not. And I just want to take them down and bring them up to my new standard. Because at the time, it was before I had even started going to college, like just old stuff. And I've learned a ton more. I'm a certified audio engineer now. There are things that I just slap myself every time I hear them. We all have tracks like that from our early days. And so I want to bring those up to speed. Some of them I'm just getting rid of. I'm just like, yep, bye. See you later. So in the early days, so you probably have done something like this or thought about doing something like this. I know there's on Reddit, there's several groups that have where they suggest a theme, and then people write music to fit this theme. And it's very helpful because it causes you to grow directionally. You say, oh, I've got a goal, and you're deliberately trying to accomplish something, which is pretty much almost always better than just randomly doing stuff and growing in a bunch of random directions. Like, you're not going to become expert in any one thing, so it becomes sort of a mess. So this is just an aspect of my overall goal of a producer and composer. I want to write music that influences people, that fits moods, that causes me to come to realizations, think about life, the world, also just make things that just sound straight up cool. Like, there doesn't have to be great motivations. Other times I want there to be great motivations. I want to improve as a performer. So this is part of a bigger hodgepodge of things. But you may consider taking on a challenge. When I was brand new, I read a quote. I can't remember the quote now, but it talks about how you just need to put out a volume of work. Because as I'm going through things, I realized, I've come across this problem before. I've seen this issue before, and I'm able to power through it. That's sort of in a way that sounds good. That's what separates like an amateur from an expert. And so they've just seen the problem before, and they know various things they can try to get through the problem. At the time when you're brand new, you don't know any of those things. So I just said, I'm going to write a thing every single day. Just like this quote, I made it the background of my laptop. I was very inspired, and I started my first YouTube channel, which has since been discontinued. But you could tell like there's a definite threshold, and I keep it around just as a reminder to myself, like, hey, this is where I came from. And it's scary how much more I know now. Like, if I could go back and teach myself everything I know now, how many of us wish we could do that? But anyways, that was the thing. I experienced massive growth from doing this thing. I got much, much better over time. And I even went through this whole process. I still didn't know what a mixer was when I was done because I came from sheet music. So I was writing all my stuff in Finale. And so I've just grown in leaps and bounds. I mean, this has been over the course of a long time, like 4 or 5 years. So pretty interesting stuff. Before I was like, I didn't know what a mixer was. Now I'm a certified audio engineer. It's kind of weird thinking back to it. So on there are two CDs. I believe I just cut off myself from like what I was saying earlier in this video, but there's the Colors EP, so you can go check that out. And the other one is a post-production project. So I said I'd put post-production projects up there. It was for a school project. They removed everything from Alien, and then we had a set amount of time. It was roughly in the range of, I'm thinking 6 weeks, 4 weeks. I can't remember now, but we had to put all the audio back in, but we had to book studios and get voice actors. We had to do like all this extra coordinating. Like there was a lot of extra work. And so I was the guy who was like, oh, we need footsteps. Let me try and synthesize those. And of course that's a terrible idea, but I had finished the scoring for the movie and stuff. So I was the one that got to write the score, and there were all the other groups because there were like 4 or 5. So that's what that first disc is. Very, very cool. I can't show it to you because I own the audio, don't own any of the visuals though, so I can't do that. And then, the other one's the Colors EP, and I'm about to add a new one. This is Excursions into Drum and Bass and Jungle. And so this one, I'm going to be making these available. So this is number 2. And what I do here is it's just important as an artist because we work in audio. It's not something you can tangibly hold. If you write a book, you can hold this book. If you write or if you're a painter, you have this painting and you can put it up on your wall, or you can have this book by you. And every time you see it, it's just a reminder that you're an artist, you did something, you were creatively productive, all these things. It's very motivating to continue to do that thing. So that's something that I found when I held a piece of music that I had written. There's a special feeling you get. And these days, we all tend to just transfer things to our phone. I think it's extraordinarily important to have this just as a reminder. And so I'm going to be adding to this because I certainly have things. I believe I've already said this. I already have things that I just need to transfer to CD. But I wanted this to be like something sort of special. So I want like good CD case with the CD, the date, the name of the thing. So I release things as singles, but I release them as singles with the intention, at least I'm doing this currently, with the intention to put them in an EP. That's my sort of plan. So I don't have to I could be working on 5 EPs simultaneously and finish them at like different times. And that's when the 4-song theme has been written. That's when I'd put it up there. So there's no like stress to be focused on like one project, because that could be not good. At the same time, it could be a very good thing. So I may decide, hey, I'm going to go deliberately do this thing. But yeah, this one's Excursions into Drum and Bass and Jungle, because there's one track that's got sort of a jungly vibe, but this is part of the drum and bass series. And so I already have a couple of these themes going. There's actually enough. I almost have enough for 2 of these, but not quite. So I'm thinking about writing more, and I want to finish the big room one. I'm 3 tracks in, but I'm revamping 2 of them from my earlier days. And so there's the Explore the Universe, Glass Eye, Watch Out, and Beneath. And it's going to be cool because I want to put these up on my website and give you guys, or not you guys, because you're probably a producer, maybe you're not into my music, you're making your own music or whatever. I hope you like my music. That's the goal, that you have an experience with it. But I'm also going to be putting on my website full 16-bit high quality WAV files and making that available to you, because it stinks. Streaming totally does stuff to your music that's like not cool. So I want to just be able to give out higher resolution files, and my delivery system may change over time, so I'm hesitant to say what method I'm going to be using to do this, but it'll be available, and it will be available in these sections. So that's the genre challenge. I'm pretty excited. I expect it to take like several years. This isn't something that I think I'm just going to like bang out over a course of time. This is more of a habit. I'm trying to set a way of doing things for myself, a culture of production, which I already have a really good one for tutorials and music production, but I want to be able to just start amassing like a body of work, because I'm getting into catalogs now for music publishing, and I occasionally do quality control for various groups where I come in and I look through the stuff that they accept for music publishing. By the way, instrumental tracks are very, very high in publishing, so if you write instrumental tracks, which most of you probably do, you actually stand a pretty good shot. But you got to have a really good catalog. You can't submit in small numbers. Like these people are always looking for like 10 tracks and above, and you got to submit in their format. If you don't submit in their format, so my job sometimes is to listen. Oh, they got sample pops in their thing. They submitted it the wrong sample rate. These people did this, that. There's a click at the beginning of the song, asymmetrical distortion or something. And so all these various things. And then afterwards, it's my job to also put the appropriate amount of silence at the beginning and nearest frame, nearest second, all these different sorts of jobs. And so it's really an interesting process. But the goal is to basically do stuff like that. I forgot where I was going with this, so I'm just going to call that good. Let me know your thoughts down below. I am pretty excited to be doing this. And subscribe and have a blessed day.